There's 3 steps to train a bird dog, any dog. First, there's 3 things that they need to learn how to do. They need to learn to come to you, come with you, and be still. All right. All the steadiness stuff we do on the field is all about be still. All the check cording work you're doing is come with me. All right, because you don't want to be doing, all of you could use a big piece of duct tape. Shut up. They don't need you. Come on, come on, come on. You're bad at it, you're bad at it, you're bad at it. Come on, come on, come on. Shut up. All right, they don't need you chomping away. You sound like, you know, the adults in Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Shut up. All right, you're distracting your dog. Let the dog hunt. Okay, so those are the 3 things that they need. Then the 3 things to train any dog in anything. There's 3 rules. First, be disciplined enough to be consistent. Absolutely. Because that's why I got on Janet in that last run. Because she's standing 6 feet off a hawk saying huck fetch. No, 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 no. If you're going to touch release huck for a retrieve, then you're going to touch release huck for a retrieve. Every time. It's a touch release. Because if you're going to say huck fetch, then that's fine. But be disciplined enough to be consistent. The only time that I'll change it is that if I can read a shoulder twitch in a dog of mine and I'm too far back to get a touch release and I'm in a test, you bet your sweet Bippy I'm going to say, dog fetch, and hope that I get it out before the judge sees the dog. Okay? But be disciplined. When you're in training, be very clear about what your expectation is. Be disciplined enough to be consistent. That's why I like the stakeout chain, because it doesn't care. It is absolutely consistent. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you have to have a really clear picture in your mind of what you're looking for. That's why the conversation last week with Ray, what's the retrieve? Is the retrieve here? Is the retrieve dropped at your foot? Is the retrieve stand up, put his feet on your shoulders? Is the retrieve to swing around like Lily does with the lad? What's your retrieve? I don't care. All right? For me, my retrieve is bring it in here and put that bird. I expect you to spit that bird in my open hand. That's my retrieve. And you saw Huck today didn't do any of the tap dance, and part of it because we didn't have his dance mate out there dancing around too. I mean, watching the 2 of you trying to come together.
There was no music.
One of you needs to stop, okay? But have a really clear picture and say, what is my criteria? What am I asking my dog to do? If my dog does it this way, then it's correct. That's why I get on the fact that there's no no. No, 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 no. Because what's no? We know what sit is, right? That's a sit. There is no command for no. Everybody says, well, stop what you're doing. No. Replace the undesired behavior with the desired behavior that you know what you're asking the dog to do. That's what I talk about with Steve, who has worked real hard with power steering. We call it power steering. So when you see that dog's head click up, you know when their ears come up and those eyes fix on their brace mate exactly what's in their mind. They're going to go take their brace mate out. So what do? Is yell no. He has no idea what he's... You say here. And boy, and if that head doesn't click around and start to move, you nail their fuzzy little fanny because you got them for non-compliance. All right, all the other pro trainers out there, your brace mate goes after another brace mate frying. Well, you know, that's great for some breeds. For the stupid breeds, for the smart breeds like the versatile gun dogs, it doesn't work. You know why? Because they go, my brace mate hurt me, which is the right idea. For the wire-coated dogs, and they say, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I will take my brace mate out, and then I'll have that situation fixed.
So when we were running out here, Huck took off. Should I have nicked him?
Depends. What's your criteria? He didn't do anything wrong.
I thought he was doing fine. So
I thought he was doing just fine. He's doing it. 9 times out of 10, handlers need to shut up. Be disciplined enough to be consistent. Have a really clear picture in your mind of what you want. Like for you, the retrieve is as I will walk over to my dog's head and I will tap him on his head and he will go pick up the bird, he will bring it back and he will put it in my hand. To that specifics. What are you going to do? What do you expect him to do? Have a really clear picture.
So Ray and I need to be consistent too with what we're doing.
Actually, believe it or not, they'll adapt.
Oh,
After he gets more experience, he'll know Dad means this and Mom means that. Better if you're consistent. Better if you're consistent. Okay, because he's going to learn faster. And then the third rule is pretty simple. Don't allow anything less than what you expect. If you allow a little bit off, then the next time they're going to be a little bit more off. And then if you allow a little bit more off, then a little bit more off. You know, in agility, we have something that's called a 2-on, 2-off contact. It means a dog has to have 2 feet on the ground and 2 feet on the yellow zone, and that's where they stop. It doesn't mean 3-on, 1 off. It doesn't mean 3-on, 1 off. It means 2-on, 2 off. What's the criteria? So be really strict in your criteria of what you're asking for, and don't accept anything else. If they don't do exactly what you want them to do, make them do it. Okay? That's why we teach first. We teach with the leather collar. We reinforce with the e-collar. We don't train with the e-collar. Okay, a lot of people make the mistake. They think they're punishing or correcting with the e-collar. You're not. You're reminding. You're going, hey, it's not a whammo. Hey, it's a hey, and you watch them, they go, oh yeah, sorry. Just like Puck did out there. He's like, oh yeah, I know what you mean, sorry. You know, and you notice it wasn't any of the fussing and flirting around that we had last time. He picked it up, brought it back, said, sorry, Mom. They understand. But you have to teach so that they can understand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So 3 things I gotta do. Come to me, come with me, be still. The way you get it, be disciplined enough to be consistent. Have a very clear picture in your mind of what you want and don't accept anything less. The reality is whatever you choose is fine. All right? It's fine. I have a lot of guys say, well, I want my dog underneath that bird. Okay, then release your dog when the bird falls. For me, I want to be able to have my dog stand until I tell him to move. Because there's sometimes if I'm shooting a grouse, I want that dog underneath that bird. I'm going to bring the gun up and say, fetch, as the gun's coming up to my face and I haven't even fired a shot. I'm going to release him on the spot. There's other times I want to watch to see where that bird falls, and I'm going to hold him in position. And I might let the backing dog go fetch it. Because of course, I hunt with 3 dogs. So I might let the backing dog go get it. So my criteria is you will stand there until I release you. It's just very clear for the dogs.